Hello, beloveds. Welcome to day number 8 of our 12 days of live, which I always feel like saying our 12 days of light, because as you know, we are anchoring in even more light with these lives. I am losing my voice. I'm not sure why. I think I'm allergic to something that I ate today, but it's okay. So just bear with my voice a little bit. It sounds a little bit different and there might be moments I need to clear it. So in today's live, I want to share about practices that amplify your light and encourage your enlightenment. And we got into this a little bit on the day of the Enlightenment, but I wanted to have a full day dedicated to this because there's so much more than what I shared in that one live. So for example, I just like to go right into it. The practices that bring you peace, harmony, stillness, the practices that connect you to your soul, your truth, and your truest essence. The practices that bring you really present here and now, right now, out of your mind, into the moment. The practices that help you to be more in your body. The things that you read that resonate truth, open your heart. The practices that you feel connection through. The things that you listen to that put your soul, your energy at ease. So those are the categories. And within them, you can find many things. And some of the practices I'm going to share with you, you're going to be like, what? That's a spiritual practice? It is. For example, race car driving. Race car driving is known to put one into something called Satori. Satori is when the feeling like time stops and everything slows down. And even though you may be doing something at hyperspeed, your experience of it is like it can last forever. That's like a moment of enlightenment. So things that are high intensity, that require your full perception, attention, awareness, are things that can put you into enlightenment. Hence why I shared with you skydiving and scuba diving. Those were two big things that tipped me into enlightenment moments. I also mentioned to you about spiritual teachers and spiritual guides. They often share the information and they look at us in the way that reminds us of who we are. I have a few in my life that have done this to me. One in Italy, one from China, one, he's originally from Australia, lives in California. And these people activated me in a new way just by being in their presence. That's why gurus can be very powerful. I believe you are your own guru. And I also believe you're going to cross people in your life who will encourage your enlightenment and who will open your mind in a new way, to a way that you never saw things before. And that brings us to books. Certain books and spiritual texts can do the same thing. Like when people have read Autobiography of a Yogi, I know a lot of people had a moment with that. I read that one, and certain things that they talked about, I was like, I knew it. I think they even talk about like mosquitoes are not meant to be in our reality, but because of the discord within society, mosquitoes manifest. And I was like, I knew that. Also, there was this spiritual physics book I once read that I was like, I know all this information. Also for me, the O manuscript. There's a lot of different books, like a lot of things I read on the channelings of Jesus and Mary Magdalene, like sparked enlightenment moments. The other thing that can be really powerful is anytime you read poetry, like true mystical poetry, like the sutras, like the Radiant Sutras for me are like, oh, I read them, I feel like I'm enlightened. Rumi, for example. And then there's even practices, right? Like yoga and meditation. Those were two that very much opened me to my spiritual path. And I had moments of enlightenment where I even like traveled astrally and picked up information. And even certain physical practices that you can do, like qigong, but also working with your hands. So people who make crafts like weaving and things like this, they enter into a deep meditative state. And this can bring about that sense of calm and peace and that feeling of like deep love for all that is. And when we feel that, that's a moment of enlightenment. And ways to amplify our light is, of course, to go out in nature, to ground on the earth, take our socks and our shoes off and really put our feet into the earth and be out with the sun. Swimming in bodies of water, like ways that we ground our body and we take in nature's essence, is also very powerful in amplifying our light and bringing us into enlightenment, because we feel these moments of connection with all that is. When you connect to your mission and your purpose and your passions and the things that light you up and inspire you, this is how you amplify your light. There's also energy work and energy protocols and certain types of body work. When I say energy protocols, it's a way that you can use your mind to create like an energy field around yourself and to do certain energy practices that literally grow your light with your mind. So there are really an infinite number of ways, even working out. If you have a workout routine or practice and you feel energized after and you feel good after, this is amplifying your light. Also, the foods that you eat can either amplify your light or dim your light. If you ever noticed, if you're tired after a meal, dim, not a good food for you. But if you feel energized and awakened and alive, this is amplifying your light. So my intention with this live today, because there are so many things can be a spiritual practice, and technically anything that grows your light is a spiritual practice, because it connects you to your spirit. When you're connected to your spirit and your spirit is more fully in your body, you are more enlightened. If you live out of your body dissociated, this creates problems, and even secondary, you might feel anxiety, depression, etc. So anything that brings you more into your body. We came here to incarnate and live in physical form. And so I invite you to find, and there's no one answer. For everyone, it will be different. And at different points in your life, it will be different. Like at one time in my life, I did so much yoga. And then it shifted where dance was the thing that amplified my light the most. And it was like dancing at sunset on the beach in Malibu. And I would go and dance for like a half hour and like an hour. And I had so much energy, I would send healing and light into the world. And so when you're in that overflow, this is when you can give your gifts with the world. So it serves you and it serves the whole world when you consciously choose to do the things that amplify your light. And sometimes that might just be stillness, silence, solitude. Solitude can be very powerful, meaning conscious time by yourself, because it can clear away other people's energy, influences from the outside world, and you can go within and connect to your spirit. It doesn't even have to be a formal meditation. It's just that practice of communing with yourself within and connecting to your heart. This grows your light. And so I trust that today has inspired you to think about in your day where and when you're amplifying your light, and consciously choose to do it at least once a day, at least one time a day. And in one of the remaining lives of the 12-day, I'm going to guide you through one of these energy practices and energy protocols to illuminate and grow your light even more. And so I thank you for tuning in today. I send you so much love, so much blessings, so much light. Check out my stories all the time because I'm always keeping you posted on things, and I'm expanding on these topics inside of my stories. And I've made little highlights in my bio as well. So check the highlights as well. I went deeper on cleansing and purification in my highlights today. And I went deeper into light language today, and that's going to be a transmission as well for one of the 12 days of lives. So there's lots happening in my stories, so definitely save me as a favorite and check out my stories. And DM me if you ever have questions or you want me to cover everything. And so with that, I send you so much love. Thank you for being here, and may we anchor in the light for all, in support of all of our greatest becoming. Thank you so much for being here and doing this great work. Bye for now.